Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly, voice of the Charlotte Rush, and we're here in the Charlotte Rush coach's office on this Tuesday, March the 9th. Big preview for the Charlotte Rush Premier heading to the United States Premier Hockey League's national championships. We got a lot to talk about, and we're going to turn to head coach and general manager of the Charlotte Rush Premier, Trevor Jewell. Trevor, 10 days ago, we went to the Southeast Division playoffs up in Richmond and knocked off the Carolina Junior Hurricanes in both games. Let's talk about game one, a big victory, Jack Rydell solid in goal. And how about Ruslan Abyanov, a goal and an assist for you in that game? And in the latter part of the regular season, his game's been coming on a little bit.
Yeah, obviously Jack has been phenomenal, so it was no surprise to see that. But Roos has been very good, since we got back from break. I think he's been one of our best players overall. He's been very consistent. He's working hard. You can tell he wants it every day, and very happy with his play right now. And it's nice to see him get rewarded in the postseason like that.
Well, game two was not as close. The game went to sudden death overtime, and Mr. Consistency, Philip Shimyakin, gets the winning goal. Trevor, first of all, just tell me, what was it like on the bench when Philip Shimyakin scored that goal? Describe it for us.
It was a lot of excitement and elation. Guys excited, happy to end that game and not have to play another one. So, top to bottom, everybody was excited. I think, I've been lucky enough to go back for 4 years now. But, for me, it's still as exciting as going the first time. So, very happy to see that go in the net. And obviously for Phil, it's a culmination of a huge year for him. And they've been our best line almost all year. So, the dog line's back, and they're excited and they're playing really well. And to see Phil get a goal like that in overtime, I think it's very rewarding for a kid that has worked so hard. So
the Charlotte Rush Premier heading to the USPHL Premier National Championships in Boston, Massachusetts. And well, the Rush will be flying up to Boston, Massachusetts. And Trevor, that's going to be a big trip. The bus is going to stay in the garage as far as the players heading up. But getting to wear suits, being on a flight, that ought to be a lot of exciting for you and the guys.
Yeah, obviously it's nice to get on a trip like that and make it a little bit shorter than it normally is. But, obviously, looking nice in a suit on the plane, a lot of people ask questions. A lot of guys are probably a little less excited about wearing a suit, but I don't really care. It makes you feel good, and it shows that you're up there to do something important. So we're excited about it. Obviously, the guys earned it. They won the division and swept the first round. So they're excited, but we'll get up there, get off the flight, and then go have a practice, and then have a meal together, and start prepping with video and things like that when we get up there. And guys are excited. It's been a good week so far.
Oh, that's great. In fact, I can imagine that the Rush is probably going to get a shout-out from the pilot before they take off, welcoming the Rush onto the flight and letting everybody know that they're heading to the national championships. Well, Trevor, it's a little bit of a complex playoff situation for the USPHL and these national championships, but to the best of your ability, describe what happens and what the Rush has to do to get to that final game.
Obviously you want to win out. You got to win 3 games. So you got to win your division to get to the semifinal game. But, we've been undefeated in playoffs for 2 years now. And last year, unfortunately, we didn't make it through by a goal differential decision. So want to take care of business, want to score as much as we can. We got to put the puck in the net and find a way to just make sure we're solidifying ourselves, and we can't drop a game and worry about tiebreakers here and there. That's not how you want your season to end. But we got to take care of business and make sure that we we finish when we have our opportunities, and make sure that our power plays clicking, PK's clicking, and make sure that our offensive zone play is very good. But we're going to see some pretty tough competition up there in Hudson and in Springfield and Pittsburgh. So excited to see some new teams, but at the same time, I know I've done my research. They're all very good hockey teams. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. So we got our work cut out for us, but it's going to be a lot of fun, and I think our guys are up to the task.
Well, with the goal differential that you mentioned, I guess it's an understatement to say every team's got to play a full 60 minutes no matter what the score is.
Yeah, exactly. If we can do that for 5 games, then we accomplish our goal. So that's what we're looking for, and that's the goal we have for the weekend, is play 5 full 60 minutes and hopefully come back with some hardware. But at the same time, we got to make sure we take it game by game. We can't look ahead of anything, and to make sure that we take care of business when we do step on the ice.
All right, you're going to start seeing on the screen right now the Rush schedule coming up. And the Rush will start it off on Thursday at 10 a.m. against the 10:30 a.m., I beg your pardon. Thursday, 10:30 a.m. against the Hudson Havoc. Trevor, a team that we beat in the New England showcase back in January 4-3, somewhat helpful to have seen them, I assume?
Yeah, a little bit, but at the same time, teams get better over that time frame. So, obviously doing my video and research on these guys, they're a good hockey team. They have a ton of offense. They're fast. They skate well, and they move the puck pretty well. So, they're a good hockey team over there, and we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us. But I'm excited to have, a tough challenge right out of the gate. And, I know our guys are going to be excited and ready to go. So, it is nice that we've seen them and beat them, but at the same time, the last time we played them, we only beat them 4-3, and it was one of our first games back from break. So we'll see. It's going to be a great matchup, and very excited for it.
All right, and then the Rush, as Trevor alluded to, is going to play the Springfield Picks. That'll be Friday at 10:30 a.m. Thursday and Friday's game will both be at Merrimack College. And then on Saturday, the Rush at another arena nearby, the Gallant Arena. They'll be taking on the Pittsburgh Vengeance. That game will be at 1 o'clock. You can see those on your screen right now. And, of course, Hockey TV is the place to go to watch all of the action. And I think Pittsburgh is just a second-year team, Trevor, right? And they ended up, I think they've only been in the league a short time, so they're flexing their muscles a little bit here.
Yeah, I mean, they've been in the league 2 seasons now. They came over from the NA3, I believe, but they're a good hockey team. I think this is their second year going to the national tournament, so they have a good hockey team over there as well. They're big, they move the puck well, they skate pretty well, and they're very good defensively. So, and they have good goaltending. So we got to make sure that we're getting to the net and shooting the puck when we get a chance, and use our speed and try to catch them in transition. If we do that, then I think we'll see some success. But again, they're at the national tournament for a reason, so it's a good hockey team.
All right, and then, of course, the semifinals will be on Sunday and the championship game on Monday. One last comment from Trevor Jewell. Because of the great technology of Hockey TV, Trevor, man, it's so nice you can scout all of these games, right? And, of course, they can do the same thing for us as well. But I know for you and Jeff and Brian, being able to see these teams is going to be a big help.
Yeah, obviously I spend a lot of time in the office here breaking down video, not just on Hockey TV, but on our software that we use as well. So, I can, pretty much break it down to line rushes, to where a guy is at a certain point in the game, and how many shots and where they're coming from and all that kind of stuff. I mean, technology's been great to the game, but at the same time, it does confuse a lot of people. So, I try to keep it simple, but at the same time, I just want to make sure our guys are prepared. I don't want to overload them, but I want to make sure they see what the team's strengths are, what their weaknesses are, and make sure that we can attack those things, with the confidence that we need to win games and things like that. So it is nice to have, but it is also, it's a lot of work at the end of the day.
Yeah, Trevor, we hear a lot of talk these days in all sports, right, about analytics. Sounds like you think it can be helpful, but maybe not overboard. That'd be a fair assessment?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you get to the higher levels and you have people that do that for their job, and they're very good at it. But at the same time, these are still kids. They're still young. They don't need to be overloaded with all that kind of stuff. And you just want to show them sometimes, because, I mean, you can tell them all the things in the world, but half the time they don't listen because they're kids. I love my guys to death, but they are kind of thick-headed sometimes. But so them being able to see it and see what happens and how the game progresses with teams like this, I think it's very important for them to have that visual learning. And it's a lot easier to learn that way too. I mean, I was a visual learner as well. I like to see it at the same time, and then you can try to apply it, and then kind of when you're on the ice, you can kind of envision yourself against that opponent and stuff like that, and start preparing for an attack and things like that when the games do start. So I do believe in the analytics. I think it's very important to the game now, and with the way all sports are going, it's all trending towards the technology. But sometimes we still like to be old school in our approach, which is mainly just a work ethic side of things. And if we bring a work ethic, then usually you find a way to succeed.
And, of course, a little trivia question. One of the pioneers of getting video into hockey 30-some years ago was Roger Nielsen, coached the Peterborough Petes and coached for 9 NHL teams. They nicknamed him Captain Video because he was the first guy to really start using video in hockey. And, by the way, I don't know how Trevor and Jeff do it, but since the middle of August all the way till now, they've got to deal with 50 personalities, 50 players almost every day. I don't know how you guys do it, but that's quite a task in itself. So the excitement is building. 2 days from right now, the Charlotte Rush will be heading to Boston, Massachusetts. Their first game on Thursday at 10:30 against the Hudson Havoc. Friday again at 10:30 against the Springfield Picks. And then Saturday at 1 o'clock against the Pittsburgh Vengeance. Follow all the action on Hockey TV. And we're certainly hoping the Rush can bring back that second national championship. Thanks to Trevor Joel for joining us with some really good thoughts and observations as we prepare for the playoffs. Thanks to Dawson Carley and Luke Fox for running our camera. And I'm Rush play-by-play announcer and public address announcer Tim Donnelly. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.